All right, what's good, YouTube? This is Boxingwave, and this is fresh off the Terrence Bud Crawford win against Errol Spence. Which round was it? Was it the eighth round?
Eight. I think it was
Was
eight.
it eighth?
Yeah, I think it was eight.
All right,
Well,
listen. All right, well, all right, all right.
it's third round. It
Yeah,
was over.
yeah.
Third
It was
round.
over in the third, but we're gonna just, you know, no, it was round two, the first knockdown. There was three knockdowns involved in this fight.
Right.
Crawford dropped Spence in round two, okay, and then twice in round seven, and then in the ninth round he got TKO'd. All right, it was the ninth. I got the record up. First we're gonna start out by saying congratulations to Terrence Bud Crawford, who was the first two division, four belt era undisputed champion.
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
Earned.
He is a
Undisputed.
three division champion, but he's a two division undisputed
Earned
champion.
undisputed.
The first one, okay, and he did that by beating another, what many consider to be a top five pound for pound fighter in all of boxing. Okay, he didn't beat a guy that's holding a title. He beat someone that many believe is one of the best fighters in the world. Okay, so the
No,
fight.
He was one of the best fighters in the world until tonight.
Yeah.
So,
So to move forward, talking about the fight, I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't much of a fight. I'm gonna tell you how the fight went. There was a first round, which was a filling out round. He said it was a draw.
draw fight.
I gave it to Spence just because he might have landed a couple better body shots. It was a filling out round, very respectful round. Somewhere in that second round, Crawford started to open up. He fought as a southpaw the entire time, and he dropped Errol Spence. Right, he caught him with, I think it was an overhand left, or it was a lot of counters with Spence's jab. There was a lot of times where Crawford would counter his jab and have him hurt. Now, every round after that, it wasn't competitive. You started seeing some bleeding from Errol Spence. You started to see his eyes close up. I'm gonna tell you exactly.
So what you're saying is that
It was
it was
a
a
one-
possible maybe giving Errol Spence the first round, and he lost the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a questionable fight.
It
after
wasn't a
that.
questionable
Oh,
fight.
That's the fight I saw.
All right. Everything, every advantage that people thought Spence had before this fight, like his jab, like his size, like his inside game, like the body punches, every advantage, even being durable, there wasn't an advantage in the fight.
There was no advantages in Errol Spence.
There was no advantages of Errol Spence. I want to make that clear for those who didn't see the fight.
This was
Right.
This was
This
totally
was one
dominated
of the.
by Bud.
It
Crawford.
wasn't just dominant. It was a beatdown.
No, it wasn't a beatdown because in actuality, if you know anything about boxing, Bud could have been nasty and really beat him up. He didn't.
He did beat him up,
No, he won the fight.
but he also, while doing that, because they were yelling for stoppage rounds before it was stopped, in doing that, he still carried the fight. There were periods in certain rounds where Bud didn't throw, but every time he threw and landed clean, it hurt Spence. You saw it in every jab he landed. You saw him in the shots that he countered with in between Spence's punches. He was better timing. He had better speed. He had better punching power, and he pushed Errol back. He had him backing up, and even in the exchanges on the inside, he was winning.
Shout out to Bud Crawford
Yeah,
for his sportsmanship.
yeah,
I got to give him that. Terrence, you are the man.
yeah,
You are the man.
yeah. He could have did it worse. He let his foot off the gas plenty of times in periods of the fight. I think we all watched it. We all agreed that we were yelling most of the time, why is this fight not getting stopped? And by the time it was stopped, Harvey Dock, who I don't have a problem with Harvey Dock at all. He's a type of guy that lets the fighters fight. He didn't get too involved.
Excellent officiating.
Excellent officiating.
Excellent.
He let these guys fight, and he didn't. He tried to let Spence fight on his shield and let him go. It took to a point where it looked like it was really dangerous for him to jump in and finally stop him. All right, Derrick James, no one, they let the fight continue. All right, but there was no point. By the way, Crawford never switched. He started as a southpaw.
That was risky
and
for him.
ended as a southpaw. He did not do the switching. He fought in his dominant position, and he stayed that way the entire fight. There was no tricks. It was just straight up. After the first round, he fought at his very best. He took it seriously, unlike every other fight we've seen before. We just witnessed I know I did. I think we did. I think we all agreed that we all just witnessed one of the best performances that we've all probably seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
I personally think that Crawford is the best in this generation.
Hands down.
Hands down. Okay? The discussions is going to be comparing him to other fighters from other generations at this point. For me. I'm already getting the Floyd questions.
He's not in Floyd's era. Floyd's doing expedition.
I'm talking about, but that's where people are going to go.
Yeah, but he's
it's
not,
like LeBron and Michael.
They're not never
and
going to
Kobe.
fight at a...
No, they're not. But it's a conversation.
Yes, it is a conversation.
Like Tyson Ali, all of that. Yeah. We are gonna be talking.
Well, we ain't gonna put him in the category with Floyd. That's my Floyd's my man.
Floyd's my man too.
Yeah. Leave Floyd out of this. Leave Floyd out of this right now. No disrespect, but leave Floyd out of this right now, please.
All right. I'm gonna leave it alone.
That's my man. That's my man.
But look, real talk.
41 and 0.
I'm not talking. If you guys want to argue about pound for pound, that's cool. I already told you guys this is the best fighter in the world. Period.
Bud is the man right now.
Everybody else, Inoue, fire. He's number 2. But this man is the best fighter I've seen in a very, very long time. And
I'll give him that.
And that's it.
Even Floyd said that.
Listen,
as a spectator.
There were jabs he was landing that was hurting Spence. Jabs.
And he stopped hitting them with them.
Spence jab was nowhere to be found. I give Errol credit for going in there and doing what he tried to do, what he had to do. He's talking about the rematch already. He wants to, he wants to have it at 154. I personally don't want to see a rematch in a fight like that, where I felt like the guy his life was in danger. I'm not even over exaggerating.
Well, not only life, but
he
his ability to walk and talk on his own.
Yeah.
You understand? This is a
yeah. I'm not being
game.
funny.
No,
I'm not being funny.
I'm not being funny. This is a game where if you get in there with a professional boxer and you already injured, we've seen one of the greatest of all time fighters turn into something that we didn't want to see.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
let's take a
we
backseat.
don't
You don't want to be the fighter that makes them that.
If you guys were on a live, and shout out to everybody that was on a live.
Oh,
yeah, we got 1,000 people in there, viewers at once. It was lit. Everybody was cool in the comments. It was mad Spence supporters in there. A lot of Bud supporters. A lot of people was making money. They was telling us what they made. Shout out to everyone that bet and made a lot of money tonight.
Shout out to the losers, like me, that lost a lot of money tonight.
Yeah, I don't
shout
know
them
how that
out
feels,
too.
but shout y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there. Shout out to everyone that was here on the commentary, man. It was dope, man. Tonight was dope, and we all got to experience greatness. Give Crawford his flowers for real. Like, give him his respect.
Oh, you gotta get
you know what I mean?
You gotta get it.
I hope he goes to 154 and try to get it in the third
I want
division.
him to simmer. I want him to simmer first right now. Enjoy your flowers, like you just said.
Yeah.
Why go somewhere else right now? enjoy your flowers
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the new 4-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
Come see me
Yeah.
and try to take this from me if you can. And then I'll move on. But let him enjoy his flowers right now. Don't have him moving up and moving around to something that he's not comfortable with. You understand what I'm saying? He just earned something here that nobody thought he could earn. He earned this tonight.
Yeah.
Let him enjoy, have a sip and let him enjoy his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get comfortable. Have a couple of contestants come up there and say, yeah, well, I want to give you a try. Knock them out.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
Fatten,
Well, there's a
fatten
couple
the
of people,
purse a little bit.
but they're gonna go on with that rematch clause, unfortunately.
Well, and that's nice too,
Yeah.
as a business aspect.
Yeah.
But enjoy them flowers, Mr. Terrence. You
One
know-
thing about Errol, we were very concerned about the fight going too long. We feel like the fight was going on a lot longer. Again,
He's Zero though. They had to give him that chance.
yeah, that's true.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
They had to give him the
Opportunity
opportunity to
to
make
come
him come
back,
back.
yeah.
Right. So that's Arrow.
Yeah. Moving forward, I don't know if they're gonna really do the rematch or not. I know at 147 you got a lot of younger fighters that's going to come up. The next guys you got Jerron Boots Ennis, who
Let him
you
come
know
see him.
those are guys are good guys. I'm not seeing anyone beating Terrence Crawford right now, but we just need some time before, like you just said. I just want to just chill and just like let this simmer real quick. What we just saw.
Well, on Terrence Crawford's behalf, I see all of those comers that's coming up as potential challenges.
Yeah.
So that you can fatten his purse. Come out here and see what Terrence got for you.
But shout out to Spence.
Challenge him.
Shout out to Spence
Challenge
for
him.
taking a fight.
Yeah,
Shout
challenge
out to
him.
him for taking a fight. You know,
Challenge-
I know
challenge,
people are
bro.
gonna say, because there was a lot of comments in the thing, he don't look good, or he looks drained, or he looks nervous.
Your man.
They look beat up.
Before the fight?
CEC
No.
was dead
After the
on.
fight.
No, CEC was dead on.
What did he say?
He said he looked scared from the beginning. He was on, and I was kind of like,
Because they was never supposed to fight.
I said,
and let's get into
he
that.
wasn't
And-
scared.
And you know what?
but
Let's get into that.
Second
because-
round, I was agreeing
because
with that shit.
A lot of
I hate to
hold
admit
on,
this shit.
a lot of narratives was being pushed, and it's because they thought the fight was never going to happen. And then when the fight was made, and we were literally days away from the fight, people are still pushing narratives as if the fight wasn't happening Saturday. People are talking about negotiations, who should get this, as far as the money. People was talking about coin flips and all of this stuff. Y'all were talking about a lot of things that wasn't irrelevant. I wasn't getting no analysis from people. I wasn't hearing people talk about, outside of Spence being bigger, I wasn't hearing anybody saying any reason why he would actually win. It's a boxing match. They're both welterweights. They're in the same division. Being bigger ain't always going to win you the fights.
No.
And
sorry.
we've seen it in every generation. It just doesn't work that way. If you guys are both cutting weight and making weight to make the same weight, it doesn't just work as in I'm just bigger than you.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Like, it
never
doesn't
works.
work. It
That
never
never
worked that way.
No. Mike Tyson never fought nobody his size.
I know, exactly. So with that being said, man, let's do better on this boxing community. You got a lot of good channels out here that's doing analysis and stuff. They giving you video footage. They're doing all of this stuff. Pay them some respect because they're educating the boxing community. There's a lot of channels on here like myself that spend time, hours in putting in, doing research, doing film study, creating content, and not just pushing narratives that's not true. Unfortunately, there are people that like that kind of. You said something about there's
Yes.
people out there that like that kind of. They like the drama.
They like the algorithm.
Yeah, they like that. So they just want to hear. Even they don't even care whether it's true or not. As long as you telling me what I want to hear.
Everybody said it. Spencer's gonna knock him out in the second.
Yeah.
Spencer's gonna knock him out in the second
Yeah.
round. Everybody says.
And you know
he's gonna knock him in
what?
the second
We
round.
wrong on picks sometime, but when we wrong, I show back up like, yo, this is how the fight happened. I was wrong. But when you just
I
pushing,
paid before the fight was over.
you pushing something that's not true, and you making this guy seem like he's some kind of clown. And I'm talking about Terrence Crawford. You made it seem like he was running from the man for years. You made it seem like he was hiding with top
Never.
rank.
Never.
You made it seem like
Never.
he wasn't taking any risk here in making this fight. You made it seem like everything belonged to Errol, like he was so much, he's worth much more money, and he shouldn't take the fight unless it was 20-30%. You guys were being disrespectful to one of the greatest fighters that we've seen in our time today. And there was no reason behind it.
If you don't know what it's like to get in that ring and to face an opponent, any opponent, whether it's professional or just getting in the ring and doing an amateur or an exhibition, if you don't know what it's like to not know the ending of what might happen, and that's every fight. Every fight is like that. Every fight, professional
Yeah.
or amateur.
And-
you get in the ring and your opponent is somebody else that wants to win too. It is what it is.
And I've had Crawford winning all this time, but I gave Spence the respect and the credit by giving you a full analysis on exactly what he needed to do to win this fight against Bud Crawford. I kept it fair all the way through. I told you everything Spence needed. I made videos on Spence alone, talking about what he needs to do in order to win this
Right.
fight.
It's
It didn't
false.
matter that I didn't think he was going to
That's
win.
your research.
But I told you guys this is how he could win. You know, if he did win, this is what it would look like.
But at the end of the day, you knew who the winner was going to be.
Yeah.
Again.
Because I put in the work.
Even over me.
I put in the
Because
work.
I wanted, I had my heart was set on Spence. And even over me, you was like, nah, Crawford got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I respect that.
Word. Word. Shout out to Boxing Gyms. I just saw your text, bro. I just saw your text. Shout out my man. The
Shout out to Boxing Gym.
Gems is my guy. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's on here that's making great content. You know, shout out to the boxing fans.
So what's next?
So what's next? I mean, I think the rematch is gonna happen. I don't want to see one when a fight is that lopsided.
Do you
but-
think that the rematch should happen before he fight other fighters?
No, it's gonna happen. If when you activate
Is
it,
that
it's an
the
immediate
clause?
rematch. But the clause favors the winner. You know, so whatever they agreed on in the negotiations for the first one, I know part of that is whoever wins
Do
the
you-
fight,
do
the
you
terms
think
are
that-
gonna be on the winner, which is Crawford. Now the question is, will Crawford agree? And I think he will, because
Crawford
you know
will agree.
Crawford will agree to fight him at 154, one weight class up.
Right.
Because that's what Spence has been talking about. Spence is a career welterweight. Crawford moved up to his third division
Right,
to fight
to fight
Spence.
him, right.
So it would be more of an advantage for Spence to fight at 154. I personally don't think it will be, but if people are gonna go with that narrative that is gonna be that, then Crawford is gonna oblige him by saying, "All right, I'll beat you at the division that you want to fight at."
Right. Now, do you think after the kind of man that Spence is, get the money
He already said he wants to fight at 154.
tonight in the ring? People say a lot of things.
That's
Af-
also very true, right?
People
after
say a
fight.
lot of things after the fight. After he reviews the fight with his camp,
I think he might change his mind.
I don't think he's gonna want to get back in the ring with Crawford and shake his hand and say, "Hey, listen, this is just my personal thing." I don't think that he's gonna request a rematch from Crawford. I don't personally. But now, having said that, who is the next fighter to step in the ring with Crawford now, in your opinion, that's qualified of challenging his belt? Not somebody that just steps in the ring. Somebody that steps in the ring that's a challenging factor in his fighting skills.
All right.
Because right now, everybody's shook. I'm shook, and I don't have to get in the ring with him.
So
Everybody's shook right now.
So This is how I see it. At 147, right? At 147, because Crawford already stopped showing Porter. Porter retired. He made him retire, right? There's a young cat named Jerron Boots Ennis.
What's his record?
He's undefeated.
What's his
And
record,
he's,
though?
let me just tell you, he's undefeated. And let me tell you that people compare him to Roy Jones Jr.
Club of Lane. That's a Club of Lane.
They compare him
I got
to
you.
Roy Jones Jr. That's all I gotta say.
That's
now,
a lot. That's saying a lot.
Now,
That's saying a lot.
it looks good, but he's young. And he hasn't fought no elite fighters yet.
Who's in his corner? Who's training
His
him?
father, who's a well-respected trainer in Philly,
Okay.
all right,
Philly's
and
a,
fighter.
Philly's a place to come out of.
If he stays at 147, that's the only challenge down there for him. Possibly challenge.
How old is he?
26.
He may not be ready for that.
Yeah.
What we just saw tonight at 26
But I'll let you check
might
him out
not
later.
be ready for it, and then depending on how many professional fights he
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand something about a professional fighter. And Crawford and Spence is a professional fighter. The accuracy of his punching is phenomenal. His accuracy of slipping punches is phenomenal.
Mhm.
This is
Counters,
this,
timing,
counter,
speed,
timer,
everything.
sidestepping, tying somebody up if you need it, whatever the case may be. The accuracy of a professional fighter, seasonal professional fighter, counts for everything. At 26 and not that many professional fights is the key. Do you want to put him in there with somebody like Crawford?
Yeah, but they I don't think
I got what you're saying.
I
And
don't-
Holyfield was
hold on,
that.
time
Let me
out.
say that.
Time out. Let me just say, there's a lot more to it, and I know that I know.
Kick it to me.
So what I'm saying is, when it comes to the sanctioning bodies, there was a period where he was ranked high in that sanctioning body, but he went to a different one and got high on that one.
Right.
But it's different from the one that Bud holds the title in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm not sure if they were 100% confident in fighting Crawford.
Right. So that's the point I was
They
making.
put their self in a space, in a position to fight Errol Spence. Now that Crawford holds all four, him and other fighters are in a position to fight for a title anyway. But what I believe, which is really going to happen, is that being that Bud won the title at 147, he's going to go to 154. Now, the champion, Jamel Charlo, who is the champion, the four-belt title holder
Yes,
at
he is.
154,
Mm-hmm.
he's going up 2 divisions to fight Canelo. Canelo got signed a 3-fight deal, and now Jamel is going to be the first fight in that 3-fight deal. Regardless if people feel away, a lot of people don't like it
but
because he's
it
moving
is
up 2
what it is.
divisions.
But 2 divisions.
Crawford wanted to beat Spence and then go up. Who is his stablemate? Charlo's his stablemate.
Right.
Same trainer.
Right.
He was going to go up and fight him in 1 fight. But now what's going to mess it up is that if Charlo doesn't come back,
To that weight class.
if he loses to
then
Canelo,
that's a dead issue.
all the belts are going to be separated
Right,
and vacated. If he wins against Canelo, he's probably going to stay up there and be the champion up there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen in that. I don't know if Jamel is going to want to fight Crawford. So Crawford's in a space where he has many options, but he won't be able to get another championship fight in 1 fight with all 4 of the titles at once. It'll be pretty difficult to
All
do.
right. Now, what I want to do is address somebody that's coming up, like you said, that matches the skills of Roy Jones Jr., which is extremely high. Because Roy Jones Jr., regardless of his losses, was still one of the best fighters of all times in my
I don't
in
want
my
to say he
opinion.
matches his skills. I
Well,
want to say
I'm
that
just saying
people
he's one of the
his
best
styles is his athleticism.
Okay.
It's on that level, and
Now-
there's certain things
now,
he do. Yeah.
And I get that. Now, I remember a young fighter named Evander Holyfield when Mike Tyson was at his prime, and everybody wanted to see them 2 fight.
Mm-hmm.
But Holyfield wasn't right yet when Mike was.
Well,
at his
Holyfield
prime.
was a cruiserweight.
Wasn't at his prime
first.
at the time, and they said yes, he's a good fighter. He would be a good fighter for Mike, but he wasn't at his prime, and Mike had to go through all the things that he went through, and then they fought after he went through the things that he went through, the negative things that Mike went through. I love Mike, so I'm not going to talk about him, but he went through some negative things that he went through, and then he fought Mike Tyson. But in my opinion, then and now, is that no man would have beat Mike Tyson in his premium prime. No man.
I don't disagree with you, but it can.
But what I'm saying is, when here's the ending point. When he wasn't at his prime,
I don't want to. I don't want to
only
get too.
two
I don't
beat
want to
him.
get too off track.
Yeah, all right, you're fine.
All right, so we're closing this out. Bud Crawford.
The guy that you were saying that was going to be able to be the next person. That's why this came. That's why that topic came up.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to go
Backwards and come forward.
Yeah, like I just want to. The options are slim on the sense that now that this guy Jamel is going to go up 2 divisions, he can go up to 154, but there's no real like challenge there neither if it's not Jamel.
So my question in the beginning is, who would you put in the ring with Terrence Crawford? Now after this fight, and I'm not saying forget about Spence. I'm saying if Spence declines the rematch, or if he says, well, I want to do one fight before I fight the rematch fight, who is the man you say that you're going to put in the ring with Terrence Bud Crawford that will give people...
Nobody is really...
And
I wanted to see Jamel only because of the titles, but I don't think Jamel, who is undisputed at 154, is on the level. Most people view Jamel as being not even being better than Spence.
Well, that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
So where does he go now? Where does Crawford go from here? Is he's going to fight people that he know he can beat?
Yeah, I think he needs to.
Who can challenge? And I'm asking the same
Maybe
question in
Jaron
another
Ennis.
way. I'm asking the same question
Jaron
another way.
Ennis, maybe.
And now, but I'm going to expand weight classes. Who can meet him in the 4 bracket, 2 up, 2 down weight class that can give Crawford a good fight to whereas they can either go up and down one class. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just to fight.
You know what I really
Who is
want?
competitive enough, in your opinion, in the boxing world that can go up one level or down one level that can give Terrence a good match now that he's a 4-time champion and come after his belts? You understand what I'm saying? Because I want him to.
Arrow was supposed to be that guy.
No. Did you see
At
what I saw tonight?
147, Jaron
Did you see what I
Ennis.
saw tonight?
If it's not Jaron Ennis, I don't really
Did
care.
you see what I saw tonight?
If it's not Jaron Ennis, it's nobody else at 147.
And that was the question I was asking.
Yeah. And Ennis,
And he's not going to do that.
and Ennis
He
is
ain't
too
ready
young.
he ain't ready for Crawford.
But if it's anybody, it gotta be him.
He's not ready for Crawford.
All right.
He's not ready for Crawford. I'm asking you, who's ready for Crawford? That's
No one's
2
ready.
up or 2 down.
It's no one else.
Thank you. That's the question I was asking.
He should retire.
Let me have my first drink on that one.
He should retire.
Who?
Unless he can fight
Crawford?
Jamel. If he can fight, unless he fights Jamel Charlo for all the other 4 belts, which is not
Why
going to
should
happen.
he retire?
Because
He needs to eat his food first. And if his food is
All right,
from
so-
McDonald's,
so
he just got to
so
eat.
hold on, time out, hold on. There's nobody that is going to be.
Nobody's beating him.
No, I'm not talking about just beating him. I'm talking about when you say eating. There's no other person that is in a realm that is in those divisions, even from a money aspect, is worth for him.
But a rematch with Spence. That's what you just announced.
But no, not even that, because people are not gonna pay for it like they pay for this one. We saw it wasn't close.
No, you're right. You're right. Right.
I don't really know, man. I
Do
made
we have to bring people out of retirement just to see a good fight? Because I need to see a good fight with Crawford.
That's the first fight I saw.
Joey, do you agree with
That's
me?
the first time I seen Crawford fight.
Do we need to see a good fight with Crawford?
All right. That's the first fight I seen Crawford in from where he was serious in the first round.
Exactly.
That's
I
the
need
only
to
one.
see another fight with a competitive challenger in the ring with Crawford right now. Because right now we seen him beat Spence, but we seen him beat Spence with some issues, right? Accident, gunshot wounds. You understand what I'm saying? So
Crawford got shot.
but Crawford got shot in the head. But Spence was in the accident, right? But we still need to see him come up with somebody competitive.
That's a fact.
We need to see him come up with somebody competitive in the fight. That we can say, all right, he beat Spence. Who else can he beat? Do you agree? Does that make sense?
The issue is
I'm telling you the options is no
there
options.
ain't nobody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not even saying that no more. Like it's he just already beat everybody. There's nobody else to beat. He beat the few fighters he didn't fight. Spence already beat them up. You know, I mean, there's Keith Thurman that's sitting around, but
No.
He just
One time?
like you said, he's just looking for that last check.
just looking for a check to get beat up. All right, listen, we gonna get on out of here, man. All right,
I'm about to take this ear beating after the air, cause he's gonna beat me up about.
no, I'm chilling. I think I said everything I needed to say. I'm chilling now
Yeah.
until tomorrow. But
Yeah.
y'all have a good night, man. All right,
Blessings
please.
to you and your family. Love and respect.
All right, take care.